Hey guys, it's been a while, hasn't it? I think it's been about 2 months since my last upload on this channel. So what's the go, Tom? Where the fuck have you been? It's like you've neglected us. It all comes down to quantum physics, guys, and none of this is real, you know? Nah, hang on. I was gonna go somewhere with a bit more light. Why can't you just sit still, Tom? I don't know, because I'm too excited. I can't work in these conditions. Hey, say hi, Barbie. Let's say hi to the crowd. Yeah. She just wants the love. Don't we all, Barbie? Don't we all? So anyways, I'm just house sitting at Yesenia's parents' place because they went to Chile. So it's really cool. I've got this pad to ourselves. And it's been quite nice, you know, not having... Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but it's important to have your own space, you know what I mean? Alright, there we go. How's that, guys? Is it better? Sweet? Yeah, cool. There have been a few reasons for why I have been neglecting this channel a little bit. It really goes far back to my Iboga experience and this whole existential crisis, and this triggered a lot of things, not only in an identity crisis, but it kind of forced me to do a 180 turn away from my approach to life, my career, my relationships, to myself and my family. And everything that I thought I knew about reality just got tipped upside down. The floor got swept away from me. And it has been a very, 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 very grueling, almost, 10 months, I think? 9, 10 months, whatever it is. And it's only now that I'm starting to pull the stitches off the wound. And throughout this time, and I know I've made videos on my main channel saying oh, you know, I've been going through a shit time, but you know, I'm getting better. And this is true, but I've been downplaying this experience, and I think a big part of this is just, I didn't want to admit to myself that, fuck, I'm in a lot more grief than I thought I was in. I didn't want to admit that I was feeling a lot more pain, and that I didn't want to admit that I was not okay. And sometimes it's okay not to be okay. I was just having this internal storm last for a little bit longer than what I'd like. And why haven't I made videos? Well, it's been a part of this, you know, because sometimes when you're in a life crisis, making videos, especially when it's to do with self-development, and I'm here to guide you guys, you know, live a better life, and I'm happy to do so, don't get me wrong, but I gotta look out for myself as well. If I was to make videos on how to help you live a better life whilst I'm going through this shitstorm, I'm just gonna hold myself back. And part of the crisis is that, fuck, all my choices have led me to this point in my life where I'm well, what the fuck do I know? Who am I to teach you guys? And I'm not, my approach to any of my channels has never been to teach you guys, in a sense. I mean, if you get insights from what I'm talking, great. And my number one intention, especially after this crisis, it really showed me what truly matters, but in a very brutal way, let's say, you know? And you know what? I actually think of this almost every day, but I'm so grateful, and I really am, that my main channel, Your Mate Tom, didn't blow up, because I think it would have made it a lot harder to let go of. And I'm not saying that I'm going to stop making videos, of course not, but the whole point of this channel was so I can create a separate channel and purely focus on self-development, philosophy, psychology, and whatever I want to talk about, which is really my passion, and let Your Mate Tom just be the psychedelics and the drugs, and I can do the more outrageous, silly, funny stuff. It's split these two parts of me. Wouldn't it be better for me to just focus my energy into one thing? And I'm still gathering my thoughts in terms of how I'm gonna model this, whether or not I'll still continue this channel, whether this channel will just be rants like this where it doesn't take so much time and effort, because each video takes a lot. It takes a lot out of me, and I don't want to slow down the process of either of my channels, and I want to get my priorities straight. And like I said, now I'm really you know, pulling out the stitches of this wound, and I'm getting more emotionally stronger, if you want to call it that. And I've been much better, for sure. These waves still hits me, and it sucks, sure, but I'm much better equipped. And for the first time ever, I truly mean that. in the sense that I really am getting better. Whereas before, it was like, yeah, I'm getting better, but I'm still in a lot of pain and suffering, and I'm not emotionally or mentally strong enough to be able to put all my energy into growing my YouTube channel. So I was kind of doing the bare minimum in a sense where I did just enough work to make videos, but not too much work that I'm gonna burn myself out and hold myself back within my own growth, right? This fucking air conditioner outside that's like really distracting me. But like I was saying, there's a lot of reasons why I haven't been focusing on this channel, and on top of this, just to make the incentive a lot less, is that YouTube has completely demonetized this channel from the get-go. And I'm not talking about limited or no ads like the yellow $ symbol. I'm talking complete demonetization, and it's like a technicality because I can't have 2 AdSense accounts, and I combined it, and now they're like, oh yeah, you know, the YouTube partnerships, it's taken a while. You know, like 6 months I've been emailing these guys because, you know, your channel has to reach 10,000 views or whatever the criteria is. I hit that a long, like many months ago, and they're just taking their sweet ass time. So none of the videos from this channel are monetized. I'm not saying that I do videos for money, but I need to build my own life as well. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely a part of it. Like, I don't make a whole lot from my other channel. I'm not saying this in an ungrateful way. Definitely not. Like I said, this whole existential crisis really showed me what's truly important. And no matter, even if I had $1 million, it's not gonna make me even the tiniest bit happy. And I know that. I know that down to my core. So anything to do with money or business has nothing to do with because I want to feel better or this or that. Really? It's like Joe Rogan says, you want to have enough money so that you can go to a restaurant and not have to look at the price on the menu and not have to worry about your bills. Anything past that is a bonus. So that, like, financially speaking, that is my goal. And I'm not there yet. I still live with mom. You know, like now I've got my own space, but that's only temporarily. And that's cool. Again, I'm all happy for that. But there's a lot of restructuring I need to do on my business model because it's been horrible. And money has always been on very low on my priority list. Hence, my business skills kind of suck. So I've got to up my game in that because money is fuel in which will give me more choices in life, which in turn will help me be of better service to you guys. And there is a lot of suffering in this world, a lot of unnecessary self-inflicted suffering in this world, and it breaks my heart. And I've felt the part of the thing that has made this existential crisis so unbearable is feeling the collective suffering of humanity. Like really fucking feeling that for months. And man, over 8 months this thing has lasted. You know what I mean? To the point where this experience has forever turned me off psychedelics. And it has forever changed my direction in how I approach my channel. And it kind of sucks seeing how, like, I go to a trip simulation and I see people commenting like, oh, I'm tripping on shrooms like right now. Or this, like, just really childish kind of attitude towards psychedelics, which can be incredibly dangerous when done in the wrong context. And I never wanted that. And it's kind of the paradox of, well, everything in life where, you know, sometimes when you try to help, what you're doing is actually just doing more damage, but it just takes you a few years to really realize that. And there has been a bit of a conflict in what I've been teaching and what I want, my intention, but the results that have been coming out of that is like, I don't know, have I been doing like long-lasting good for this movement? I don't know. And this does not mean that I'm never going to make videos on psychedelics. I will. Like, the only videos that I truly have a passion for or get excited about making about psychedelics is the more deep kind of documentary style videos, which of course take the most time, money and effort. And that's fine, it's part of my journey. But part of my intention is to really, again, just a lot of reorganizing to do, and I'm still picking up the pieces of myself from this experience. And I think I'm about 75% healed, which is great, you know. Definitely a lot better than 0%. This is definitely something that I want to make a video about because I'm very passionate about these existential topics, and especially helping people get out of these ruts, right? These very dark existential ruts. And only now, I think like the last few days, I've finally gone from, I regret this experience with every fiber of my being, even if I do see some positives from it, sure, but it's still not worth it. Like, I've gone from that mentality to finally over the edge and seeing like, actually, you know what? This thing might have been a good thing, because my path could have ended a lot uglier in the long run if that experience didn't happen to me. And I've said this in my videos in the past, but I'm a very extreme person who used to, there's a distinction, who used to need extreme lessons for me to change. And I can say now with confidence that I am a very different person. I'm not the same person now compared to who I was before that Iboga experience. I'm just not. But I can confidently say that I'm a lot more grounded in who I am. I see the sacredness of this physical dimension, the material world, which I thought, this is bullshit, this is child's play, life's just a game, blah, blah, blah. This is just as sacred, man. This is just as sacred. And I was growing too much of an ego and getting too reckless with how I was making videos and my approach with things. And it's a dangerous thing where, like, psychedelics will more often than not strengthen your ego in a very blind way. And I see this for most people. Like, it takes a very vigilant person. And this is why, if I could go back in time, of course, hindsight is 20/20, but for those guys listening, maybe you haven't had a psychedelic experience yet, just get your shit together before you go into that experience. Like, really be vigilant in terms of your self-inquiry, working on your self-awareness, learning about the nature of reality, how your ego works, getting all that shit down pat, go to an isolation tank, meditate every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't spend 1 hour in the darkness by yourself with ease, you shouldn't be doing psychedelics, in my humble opinion. I'm very grateful, actually, that experience happened, because it's turned me off psychedelics and drugs for the most part, actually, and really made me focus on the subtleties of life, which is something I've been struggling with my whole life, because I always want extreme, I want to push the boundaries, have extreme experiences, but now it's like, it's all here, man. Everything is here, and it's what you hear. Like, I've heard this before from many spiritual teachers, but sometimes life just has to give you a very excruciating curveball for you to see what truly matters. It's just made me more aware of my intentions and why I got into this in the first place. So, it was good to talk about this, actually. And you know what? Bit of a recap. The reason why I haven't been making videos on this channel is because I've just been prioritizing my own health, well-being above all else. And I really, really needed the time to self-inquire and gather my thoughts and get my shit together, basically. Like, none of this really matters. And like, I mean, like, material success, but it is a vehicle in which will help me serve others. That is the driving force which keeps me to go forward. None of this, like, I don't care about subscribers and views and none of this shit. Like, do you know how many videos I know that will guarantee me more views and subscribers, but at what cost? You know what I mean? At what fucking cost? Imagine going through the worst psychedelic trip of your life, except that just stays with you in your sober reality. And then you think, fuck, am I gonna be okay? Am I just going to drive myself to suicide or depression or something, you know, something horrific. You know, these were very real thoughts that I didn't take, but thoughts are never yours. We're just tapping into the outside. But yeah, it's just, I was in a very, very, very dark place, in a much worse place than, I've talked about this before, but in high school, I used to be suicidal and very depressed. Social anxiety was through the roof, and I had a lot of walls built up and hardcore addiction issues. And I know it was just weed and alcohol, but man, it was really, really bad, for sure. And I know that people don't look at weed addiction as serious as cocaine addiction, but you never know, man. Different strokes for different folks, right? I thought I already hit rock bottom, right? And then, have you ever had that feeling when you think you hit rock bottom, but then you realize that rock bottom is just like the roof of the rock bottom that you truly fucking hit? You know what I mean? I went down so much deeper levels where that rock bottom was like heaven. You know, I could look up at that rock bottom, which I thought it was. I'm like, fuck, I wish I was there again, you know? But at the end of the day, it made me truly understand pain and suffering, which is a big theme throughout my life, especially through this existential crisis. And the empathy I feel for my fellow brothers and sisters, you guys watching, has deepened a lot, you know? And it really forced me to slow down, really slow down, and look at what's important, you know, look at what's in front of your eyes, really the subtleties. And I can say without a doubt that I love this reality, this physical reality. You know, I was trying to bullshitting myself into thinking that, oh no, I'm just going to trip once more to get more insights and grow spiritually. But it was all fucking bullshit. It was all egoic games. It was all bullshit. All of it. You know? Except for the first one, my very first ayahuasca trip, my very first San Pedro trip, and my very first mushroom trip. But apart from those 3 trips, all of them were bullshit. None of them were beneficial. None. Not fucking one. And I made videos on the channel claiming, no, I fucking did this and this, influencing other people to do it. And I believed in myself. I wasn't lying. I wasn't actively lying, but it's all bullshit. This Iboga experience made me see life so clearly, but dissolved all the disillusions that I used to have. Especially, I used to be a lot more optimistic, for sure, but I think in a dangerous way. And I'll make more videos about this in the future, but it can be dangerous, being too optimistic and too positive, because then you ignore those demons that are just growing in your unconscious. We got to deal with this shit, whether you like it or not. The question is, are you going to deal with it now when it's like a little minion, or are you going to wait and avoid it until it's fucking Satan himself? Satan's scary, man, so I wouldn't recommend that. It's not the darkness that fucks us up, but it's the resistance to the darkness that really fucks us up. And it's scary. And we like to distract ourselves with everyday things, and you could be like, oh, I don't take drugs to escape from my problems. I get a lot of pretentious people like that. I don't need drugs. It's like, could you imagine if this microphone wasn't on the whole time? That'd be okay. I'll just start again. Maybe that's why we're here, just to start again. Make better choices than we did last time. I don't know. This is a very deep topic, this whole existentialism. But I'm starting literally just a few days ago, seeing that, just took a while. And it's all the things that I struggled with, patience is one of them. This is fucking sacred, man. It really is. It really is. The ego is fucking sacred. Just as sacred as your higher self. It's just about having a symbiotic relationship with it. That's another thing that I had to learn. It's your protector. You don't want to open Pandora's box all at once. It would just be too overwhelming. So you're not ready for this. And then if you keep pushing, the universe will be like, alright, I fucking warned you. It's like, shh, too much! And you start drowning in chaos. And some people don't get out of it, I just fucking crawled out of hell, man. I really did. It's good stuff. Definitely a lot of wisdom. But don't always go chasing after wisdom either, because there's like the dark side of duality. If you gain too much wisdom, you lose a lot of your innocence. It's like, look at a dog, man. Like, where's Barbie? Yeah, this is Yesenia's dog, Barbie. Her niece named it, that's why she has a ridiculous name. But see this dog? How pure and innocent this thing is? Look at it! It has no idea about duality and the darkest depths of the human psyche. You are an extremely dumb animal, but in a beautiful way, that's part of the reason why they're so freaking happy. The dog is the embodiment of happiness and joy. You get me? And dogs is like my spirit animal. I don't mean in a literal sense, but I just really resonate with dogs. But you see what I mean? Like, a dog isn't wise and highly intellectual. No. It's ridiculously dumb. It would run in the middle of a freeway if we didn't train it not to. But that's part of the beauty, they have that naive quality to them, that innocence. And I'm just riffing, maybe what I'm talking about now is bullshit, but duality is very real, and any positive thing that you can possibly have in life has a price for it. There is a blessing in every curse and a curse in every blessing, no matter what way you look at it. Sometimes you just may not see it straight away. And I'm not saying this to like depress you guys. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's all beautiful. I'm just really learning to have a healthy relationship with pain and suffering. And I'm not there. There are times that I wish that I just never started this stupid journey. I wish I never took psychedelics. I wish I never started these channels. I wish I never did any of this. I wish I was just blind and ignorant, even if that means that I dig myself an early grave, which I would have. But sometimes the overwhelming darkness of facing, whatever you want to call it, Satan, I suppose. And I'm not saying it in a biblical sense. It could be. I'm not saying that it is or it isn't. But just as of now, we'll just use Satan as the symbol of evil and darkness. And for those who say that, it's just an illusion, it doesn't... Go fuck yourself, seriously. What do you mean, isn't it? Like, if this is all an illusion, go right now, walk in the middle of a freeway and see if you survive. Oh wait, that's right. You're in a human body just as I am. And I understand. Like, well, I know we're all connected to source, and it's an illusion in many sense of the word, but it is not a complete illusion. We are here for a reason, and this is as real as it gets. This is it, guys. So we're going to take care of each other, Be kind. Take care of our planet. Like, instead of, like, why are we going to Mars? It's just, it's ridiculous. And the reason why I get really fucking heated when people just knock off suffering and evil, like it's just an imaginary and it is, like, it's definitely a projection of our humanity for sure, but it is very real, There are people, little kids, who get raped every fucking day. People who get tortured, who live in hostile, hellish environments, and that is their reality. So it's just, again, I understand where they're coming from, the spiritual teacher guru, and saying this is all an illusion, it's all one, it's all God. Duality is an illusion. Ooh. But let's not forget our brothers and sisters who are in deep pain and suffering, yeah? That's all I'm saying. Have some fucking empathy, man. Because it's very real for these people. And it sucks. And I weep for humanity, you know? But like I said, there's a dark side of duality, and everything positive that has ever happened to your life, there is a negative counterbalance to that, like a pendulum swing. But it goes the other way around as well, you know? Okay. I think that's enough for today. I feel good. How do you guys feel? But I'm alright, guys, really. I've definitely healed a lot. And I've come to a lot of realizations. And I just want to do my part. But I don't want to kill myself doing it. And I am doing my part. But I've finally gone to that realization. And it's great. And there will be a time, like I will be building this empire, and now I'm gonna get back into the swing of things. There's just a lot of reorganizing I need to do. I'm gonna go to New Zealand soon, actually. It's gonna be cool. Create, document, meet new people, live life. Enjoy, but not too much, because I have work to do. Anyways, guys, I love all you guys, my brothers and sisters. Just look out for each other, man. And don't waste this precious, precious life. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it. And no matter how much pain you think it brings you to do the thing that you're avoiding, not doing it is where the true pain comes in the long run. But it's all good. But anyways, guys, like I said, this channel is completely demonetized. I'm still waiting for YouTube. Just just keep taking your time, YouTube. It's okay. It's only been 6 months, you know. It's alright. That's alright. But if you do want to support the channel for meanwhile, you can either go to Patreon or get merch. I've got this third eye chimp design thing, which is freaking amazing. I ordered mine. I'm just waiting for it. I just hope it comes before I go to New Zealand. But yeah, wear your merch, represent. Yeah? Remember that we're still animals as well. We're divine animals, right? It's a holy trinity of the ego, the animal, and the higher self. And you have to have all three of these things balanced. One is not more sacred than the other. That's spiritual, egoic bullshit. You know, I had to learn that the hard way. But it's all good. This can be fun. Anyways, guys, good to catch up. Hope you have an awesome day. Look after each other. Catch you in the next video. Oh, and let us know, drop a comment below. Share your thoughts on anything. Whether it's something that you just want to share. Could be a video request. Could be whatever. Just comment below. And let's get this discussion going. But yeah, catch you guys on the next video. Peace.